I've seen some excruciating Nets losses over my years. Buzzer beaters, big leads that were blown. Buzzer. I don't know how many times I've seen the Nets lose on like a last second shot or with like a shot made by the other team with like tenths of a second to go. This Nets team had the game won tonight. They had the game won. They were up by 8 points with a minute to go, and they turned the ball over multiple times. The Cavaliers, who are clearly a hell of a lot more talented than the Nets, made the plays in the end, and the Cavaliers come back on a game-winning shot by Isaac Okoro in the corner to beat the Nets 116-114. The Nets have now lost 5 straight. And they trail the Miami Heat for the 7th seed because they drop a half game, so they are behind Miami, and the Nets, they're in the playing game now. Congratulations, Brooklyn. You're now in the playing game because Miami jumped ahead of you in the 6th seed. I mentioned it already. This is the most important 4-game stretch against Denver, Cleveland twice, and Miami. And they've blown all 3, especially this one. I really don't even want to get mad because other Nets fans are saying, well, this is what you expect. They're trying to build chemistry together. NetsWorld. Yeah. So you want me to be happy about this? You want me to be thrilled about this loss? You know, clap hands, slap hands, high five? We lost a close one to Cleveland? It's very hard to be like I'm not taking moral victories. I'm not really a big moral victory guy. Sometimes, yes, it's warranted. But I don't love moral victories because you're in these sports to win or to lose. And this one is especially heartbreaking because this team was leading by 8. And what makes it worse, they had Donovan Mitchell at the line and he misses the free throw when the Nets were up by 1. And they're stumbling and bumbling all over the floor. And the ball gets out somehow to Isaac Okoro after the Cavs recover it, and he makes a wide open 3 in the corner to beat the Nets. Typical Nets fashion. How many times can I watch over the years of a buzzer beater beating this team? Anytime the Nets are up by 1 or 2 points, I literally keep my fingers crossed when the other team has the ball because I have a feeling more than likely they're going to hit the game-winning shot to beat us. And they happened again. The Nets are free-falling right now in the Eastern Conference. They're not losing. They are free-falling. They are free-falling faster than the Tower of Terror at Disney World. Or Disneyland, whichever you prefer. This is horrible. And what a shock. The guy that's been struggling by far the most for the Brooklyn Nets is the reason why we lost this game. Dorian Finney-Smith. And 2 of the biggest culprits right now, Cam Johnson and Dorian Finney-Smith, cannot shoot for their lives right now. Finney-Smith was 0 for 6. And I was defending this dude. 0 for 6, 0 for 4 from the 3-point line, 5 rebounds, 3 turnovers. He had almost as many turnovers as he had points. Cam Johnson, same thing. 5 points, 2 turnovers with 2 steals at least. And I feel bad for Mikal Bridges, for Nicolas Claxton, for Spencer Dinwiddie, for Royce O'Neal. Even Joe Harris gave this team some minutes and put up some big points. I mean, this is a gut-wrenching loss. Gut-wrenching. This is like somebody taking their fist and punching you in the stomach about 5, 6, 7, 8 repeatedly in the stomach. I mean, Tuesday was bad enough, but this hurts. Because of the fact that the Nets had this game in control with a minute to go. And they needed to win this game. You could not drop 2 straight at home to Cleveland, and that's exactly what they did. And now that lead that they had over Miami, that 3-game lead they had over Miami about a week and a half ago, it's gone. Now the Nets are in 7th place. And who knows how much longer until they drop behind Atlanta. It's like a carbon copy of last year, except the difference is it's a new cast of characters. This was... I can't even blame Jacques. I'm not blaming Jacques Vaughn. I'm sorry. It's not Jacques Vaughn's fault that these players can't execute on the floor when given the ball to them and given the opportunity. Spencer Dinwiddie had a hell of a game tonight, but he had a critical turnover in the end. I swear, Bridges, Claxton, and Dinwiddie. Right now, they're the only 3 guys that I have confidence every single night they're going to produce at least something for the Nets. Every single night, I have confidence in those 3. Everybody else right now, it's a crapshoot. It's a wild card. I don't know what the hell to expect from these guys. I mean, this one, I've had losses break me. This broke me. This one broke me as a fan. Another one of these losses that's broke me as a fan. And I'm sorry. Some of these guys are not cutting it and their minutes need to be reduced. Unless you can find a way to zap these guys out of their funk that they're in, they need to have their minutes reduced. Cam Johnson and Dorian Finney-Smith have been horrendous for the past 3-4 games, and it's a reason why this Nets team is having trouble winning. Because these guys have had to play majority of minutes, and they're not making plays. And I was vouching especially for Finney-Smith, saying he's not that bad of a player. I have egg all dripping down my face. The yolk is dripping all over the floor. Because Finney-Smith right now doesn't even look... He doesn't even look like a bench player right now. He's playing like a G leaguer. And Cam Johnson, I'm not giving up on that kid, but he right now, he just can't make a shot. I mean, Bridges, 32 points and 6 rebounds. Claxton, 3 blocks, 11 points, 9 rebounds, and great defensive play. And Dinwiddie, 25 points, 12 assists. Even Joe Harris, 5 of 8 from the 3-point line tonight, 15 points. And Royce O'Neal, 2 of 4, 12 points. The Nets actually shot better from the court than Cleveland did. Not by a lot. They shot about the same, 49-48. Rebounding numbers, the Nets out-rebounded them again, 42-29, but the problem is, 42-39, the most critical rebound they needed to get, they didn't get it. The most critical rebound they needed to get, they felted it. They let the ball just dribble all over the place. This, in some ways, like, it's very hard for me to put words into, like, this what just happened tonight. And I know I should understand this. This team is not that talented. They have talent, but they're not incredibly talented to match up against a Cleveland or a Boston or Milwaukee or even New York is sliding too. New York's lost 2 or 3 in a row. But like a Boston, Milwaukee, Cleveland, Philly, any of the top teams in the West, they're not good enough against these teams. I don't even know if they're good enough to beat Miami right now. Whom is their next opponent? And my God, is that game has become so huge now on Saturday. Now that the Nets are trailing by a half a game, and it could be a game, Nets have to. They have no choice. They have to beat Miami. They have to beat them. You have to beat them. You cannot get into the play-in game. You have to avoid the play-in game by any means necessary. Because a team like Toronto, a team like Washington, a team like Chicago, who was giving the Nets fits this year, and you don't think Toronto would love to beat the Nets? This was a gut-wrenching, deflating, horrible punch to the stomach, devastating loss for the Brooklyn Nets in a game that they had sewed up. You pretty much, this one was locked up, take the key, throw it away, put it on a nail, put it off to the side, game, set, match. This is what this game was like. And then Dinwiddie turnover, Finney-Smith turnover, can't get a rebound, you have all your bigs out there, wide open three, Isaac Okoro makes the shot, game, set, match. Cleveland beats you twice at home. Sean Marks, no matter what happens, you're on the hot seat, my friend. Your seat is blazing hot. And I have been behind you since the beginning because of what you did originally when you took over as the general manager back in 2016 and what you did for this Nets franchise. But those trades that you made for James Harden and for Ben Simmons have crippled this basketball team. Crippled them. Because every time you have to look at Caris LeVert and Jared Allen making plays for Cleveland when they were right under your nose, and then you see what happened with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. I know it's not been sunshine and rainbows for Durant and Irving in their new homes, but still. This sucks. I know I said this on Tuesday, but this sucks. I don't even care about being irrelevant. I don't. I don't care if the Nets are irrelevant. All I want to do is win. And it's just so amazing how this season looks so promising. Just a couple of months ago, and look where it is now. Sure, we'll make the play-in. Are we expecting to win a round? I know this is just me venting right now, but this loss sums up the Sean Marks era. And I've vouched for Sean Marks, and I am not blaming Jacques Vaughn. Anybody that blames Jacques Vaughn, you're a fool. And I don't even care if I get backlash for that. You're a fool. What is Jacques Vaughn supposed to do? Execute the plays that he calls up for his team? There's no reason why the Nets should have lost this basketball game tonight. Besides the fact that they couldn't execute and they couldn't defend. And Cleveland is just a flat-out better team that made plays in the end. Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, Caris LeVert, Cedi Osman, Isaac Okoro, Ricky Rubio. They're just better team than the Nets. And if you can't execute against a better team, you will lose. If you can't make plays in the end, you will lose. And that's exactly what happened. The Nets could not execute against Cleveland in the end, and this is why they lost. Now you have to look at yourself in the mirror. You're on a 5-game losing streak. You're in a tailspin right now. You've dropped out of the 5th seed, and now you've dropped out of the 6th seed. And you are right now in the play-in game. And you don't think Miami, who is starting to catch fire now, Miami's playing a hell of a lot better. You don't think Miami is looking at this game right now with an opportunity to maybe nail the coffin on the Nets? And that's a little bit harsh to say because the team still has 9 games left. And after Miami, this will end their toughest stretch. They won 3 out of 8 games right now. 3 out of 8. And they should have won at least a couple more. I talked about this 9-game stretch before. Twice against Denver, Minnesota, Sacramento. Twice against Cleveland, Miami. You beat Minnesota. You beat Denver. Off to a good start. But since then, lost to Denver. Or lost to Sacramento. I even forgot Oklahoma City. My apologies. Oklahoma City. You lost to Oklahoma City. In Oklahoma City when you had a 14-point lead. Blown lead. Should have won that game. You lost to Sacramento. You came back all the way to make it close, but you didn't have enough in the end to beat them. Same thing with Denver. Made it close. Didn't have enough. First game against Cleveland, you were getting blown out. Your doors were getting blown off. You managed to cut the lead closer than it should have been, but you didn't have enough to win the game. And then tonight, 8-point lead with a minute to go, and you blow the lead, and you lose the game on a game-winning shot by Isaac Okoro for 3. I don't want to feel no confidence towards my basketball team. I hate not feeling confident about my sports teams, but right now it is very, very trying for me to feel confident in this basketball team. It's trying. I'm trying so hard to try to get confident, but I can't do it. They're not showing me any reason to be confident because every time this team is in a close game and they're leading, I'm waiting for the wheels to come off and waiting for them to turn the ball over and lose the game. Ditto like tonight or like against Oklahoma City earlier on in this stretch. That's your BKN Game Recap. Forget about stats. The stats are 116 to 114, Cleveland wins. Nets are on a 5-game losing streak. There's a stat for you. Nets have dropped to the 7th seed in the East. There's another stat for you. 39 and 34. They're only 5 games over 500 now. And the biggest game of their season on Saturday in Miami. They couldn't defend their home court. They lost 4 in a row at home. Let's see if you can go down to South Beach and make it a clean sweep against Miami. A team that you've handled twice. Yes, I know this is a different team than the last time you played Miami when you had Durant and Irving. But you can beat Miami. And this team better go soul searching and find whatever gumption is left inside and bring it out against Miami. Because if you lose against them, you have to wonder if this team is just going to keep sinking. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Give a sub to NYG Jeffy T85. More news updates and chatter surrounding the Brooklyn Nets and game recaps. For my sanity, please hit the like button. And turn on the bell for notifications. The next video we're sure dropping on the channel surrounding the Brooklyn Nets. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the Football Friday show at 12:45. I'm sure we'll probably have some Nets talks mixed in there too. Sucks. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great rest of your Thursday night. Let's go Brooklyn Nets. It's a Nets world, and we're all just living in it.